Feeling lonely affects the brain in the same way thirst does. When you feel thirsty, it's a signal that you need water. When you feel lonely, it's a signal that you need a tribe. Human beings, by nature, are social creatures. We can't do everything alone. We need to cooperate with others to survive for a long time. That's the state humans lived in for tens of thousands of years. All of this started to change in the late Renaissance, when Western culture began to focus on individual responsibility. The Industrial Revolution meant people stopped working in farming and agriculture. They left everything behind and went to work in factories. The communities that had existed for thousands of years disappeared, and modern cities started to be built at an incredible speed. Until we reached this era we live in now. Time has changed, but the brain hasn't. We still have the same brain we had long ago, one that needs to live in communities. There's something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It shows the human needs required to live, starting from food, water, and oxygen. If even one element is missing, your happiness and self-image decline. In that pyramid, the third level is all about social needs. And in today's age, many people never reach that level at all. They act as if they've never even seen it. There are two types of people. One type feels lonely when they're alone. Another type is simply alone, and that's it. Let's make a quick comparison between the two so you can understand me better. The lonely person on a Sunday wakes up at noon after staying up until 3 a.m., watching their phone, playing games, or doing random things. For them, sleep isn't rest. It's an escape from reality. The first thing they do when they wake up is grab their phone. Of course, they find no messages or notifications waiting. So they go straight to Instagram and scroll endlessly, watching other people's lives. The person who is just alone on a Sunday wakes up at 6 a.m. without touching their phone, because they already know no one sent them anything. They wake up knowing Sunday is a free day for them, and they have plans to make progress. They already have a to-do list written from the night before, with the things they need to do today. They may not like their current situation, but they know it won't last forever, and they know they need to act to change it. They sit at their computer to work or learn something new. The lonely person, after finishing their marathon of scrolling through social media, finally gets up. They don't care what they eat. Whatever tastes good in the moment goes in their mouth. Since they woke up late, they've missed the sunlight and are eating something their body can't even handle, while still glued to their phone, looking at fake lives online. They still don't understand why they hate themselves and why they feel so heavy inside, but they keep living their lonely life. Meanwhile, the person who's just alone finishes their first task of the day, goes to the kitchen, makes a healthy breakfast, showers, brushes their teeth, and starts their day. I don't need to say more. It's obvious how each spends their day. The lonely one suffers. The one who's alone has learned to live with it. The most important thing I want you to understand here is, being alone does not mean you feel lonely. Whether you suffer from loneliness is your decision. Before making this video, I searched on YouTube to see what people were saying about the topic. Most said, go out and talk to people. Don't be shy. Be social. They all focused on the point that you need to make friends, so you want to be alone. Okay, that's fine, but do you really not already know that, if you're alone, making friends will make you less alone? My friend, listen to me carefully. Having people you love, friends you cherish, romantic relationships, these are wonderful things. They can help you forget a lot of problems. But sometimes, that's just not available. Sometimes, you simply don't have the ability to be in a healthy environment. Most of the people around you might be toxic, and that's normal in our era. Right now, there are many people listening to me whose lives are full of people, yet they still feel lonely. Loneliness follows you. It's better and easier to learn how to use it and live with it than to try to avoid it completely. Let's be realistic. It's very hard these days to find good people you can trust and be close to. When we think of someone who's lonely, we usually imagine someone depressed, sad, belonging to no group, repeating the same routine every day. This confusion between loneliness and sadness is the main reason you suffer when you're alone. Loneliness is not the cause of sadness. Your perspective on it is what causes the sadness. That feeling that life is slipping away, that you're not living at all, and so on. Look, this period of loneliness you're going through is not going to last forever. It's just a temporary phase. Most people facing this problem are young or teenagers, who think the moment they're living now will last forever. But I swear, a day will come when you wish you could go back to the loneliness you have now. And the sadness you feel now is not caused by loneliness. Loneliness is just the thing that brings that sadness out of you. Now listen carefully, because you have to understand and remember this sentence. Imagine two people with the same job and the same salary. Neither of them likes their work. Person number one finishes work, goes to a cafe with friends, smokes, talks, and spends time with them. Person number two goes home alone, smokes alone, and spends the evening alone. Both have the same job they hate and both are harming their health by smoking. But person number one spends time laughing and relaxing with friends and doesn't think much about their situation. Person number two, however, sits at home thinking, tomorrow, I have to go back to that job, hating the cigarette in their hand and feeling angry at themselves. Both live the same reality, but one doesn't care, and the other hates their life. Why? Because loneliness made person number two reflect on themselves and their life in a way person number one didn't. That's the connection between loneliness and sadness. Loneliness puts the truth right in front of you. So, my friend, the best way to deal with loneliness is to take care of yourself. Love yourself a little. Eat healthy. If you're having breakfast, don't go for fried bread and pastries. Eat eggs, olive oil, something healthy. When you have lunch, eat something good. Exercise if you can. If you can't, go for a half-hour walk. Treat your body like it's your own child that you want the best for. From another angle, set goals and work on them. Something to keep you busy during your day. Maybe a side project. Maybe studying to get a high score on an exam. Anything that engages you. That's the only way to deal with loneliness. Anything else is just an escape. Since we've reached this point, let me say a bit about phones, games, pornography, and all the things lonely people often turn to. When you're alone and scrolling through Instagram, sure, you distract yourself a little, but it's like drinking alcohol when you have problems. Yes, you forget for a moment, but when it wears off, your problems come back all at once, and you're worse than before. Same thing with the phone. You distract yourself for a while, but once you put it down, all the thoughts and feelings return, and you grab it again to escape. In the end, loneliness will help you understand yourself better and see your life clearly. This period will not last forever. Take care of yourself. Become your own best friend. Set goals, achieve them, and clap for yourself. Don't wait for anyone else to do it. If you want to go out, take yourself somewhere you enjoy. Live your life with yourself. One day, you'll need to meet people, talk to strangers, and make new friends. When that day comes, don't run from it. Don't fear it. If you find yourself in a group, don't be afraid to speak up. But for now, while you are still alone, use this chance. Live with it.